Listen, analysing instead of living. It's like cutting a butterfly open to study its wings, instead of just letting the damn thing fly. You don't taste honey by reading chemical compositions of glucose and fructose. You taste it by sticking your tongue in the comb. That's the first principle. Stop dissecting the music and start dancing to it. Now you already know how to do this. How, when you were 5, you didn't overthink running in the grass. You just bolted. You didn't analyse how friendships worked. You just held someone's hand and said, "Wanna play?" That was instinct. That was gut intelligence. Neuroscience calls it the somatic marker hypothesis. Your body makes decisions faster than your conscious mind, based on millions of years of evolution. That knot in your stomach, that's your ancestors screaming across time, "Don't go down that alley." That burst of curiosity, that's the same compass that pulled humans across oceans before GPS existed. But somewhere, society trained you to think being smart meant hesitating, second-guessing, pulling the emergency brakes before every damn move. And the karma of that, you get stuck in a loop, like revving the engine in neutral, fucking exhausting. And here's the kicker. Overanalyzing feels like control, but it's the opposite. It's paralysis dressed in a lab coat. How do you already do it unconsciously? You breathe without analysing airflow mechanics. You laugh before you can explain why the joke is funny. You steer your bike without calculating vectors of momentum. It's your unconscious competence. Other ways to do it. Start making micro decisions by gut. Order food by pointing instead of scrolling Yelp for 45 minutes. Say yes to an invite before your brain invents 10 excuses. Speak before polishing the sentence. Why is it important? Because analysis is the map. Necessary, yes, but living in the terrain. If you say staring at the map, you starve in the desert. If you walk the terrain, you find the river. Your gut, literally your enteric nervous system, it's got 500 million neurons. That's a second brain. It communicates with your head brain through the vagus nerve. You think your intuition is woo-woo. No. It's data compression systems. Your gut processes faster than conscious thought. That's why when you trust it, you act with flow. When you ignore it, you drown in cortisol, stress, overthinking. The fears. What if people judge me? They will. And then they'll forget in 10 seconds because they're too busy judging themselves. But what if I fuck up? You will. And you'll learn faster. Feedback. It's evolution's rocket fuel. Babies fall 17 times an hour learning to walk. Nobody calls them failures. The patterns that keep you stuck. Perfectionism. Waiting for the perfect moment that never comes. Control addiction. Micromanaging instead of moving. Paralysis by analysis. Thinking replaces doing. Until you've thought yourself into a coffin. Break the fucking loop, interrupt it. Act first, refine later. Imagine 2 hunters. One studies the tracks for hours, making notes, sketching diagrams. The other just starts walking, bow in hand. Who eats tonight? Exactly. You value safety, clarity, control, I get it. That's the pace. But safety is found in adaptation, not hesitation. Clarity comes from walking into fog. The road reveals itself. Control. That's earned by moving with the current, not damming the river. That's the lead. Every moment you analyse instead of live, you pay a tax, wasted energy, missed opportunity, regret. That regret snowballs into bitterness, and bitterness calcifies into identity. I'm the kind of person who doesn't take risks. That's hell on earth. But if you shift, even once, towards living instead of dissecting, you start compounding courage. That compounding interest is freedom, and freedom becomes identity. I'm the kind of person who trusts life and moves with it. That's heaven while breathing. So here's the install. From now on, every time you catch yourself overthinking, you'll laugh. Because you'll remember the butterfly. You'll remember the symphony. And instead of analysing the notes, you'll fucking dance. Your gut becomes your GPS. Your analysis. Just the map in your pocket. The terrain. That's yours to explore. And in that dance, every step is feedback, every stumble is rhythm, every decision is progress. Because life isn't about perfect notes on paper. Spot the goddamn music echoing in your bones. So live, dance, trust. Because analysis is the scalpel. Living is the feast.